Let's get to the topic, which is mastering conversation. So I don't want to redo the video I just did this morning, but I'm going to touch on it, which is, look, wherever you guys get business, because all of you, that's one of the cool things about real estate. Stephanie, you're at a barbecue, right? Or a party, and and you have an opportunity to talk to somebody you don't know. I have to create the conversation. I have to carry the conversation. I have to finish the conversation. Now, look, whether you're in sales or not, all conversations go that way, right? You start them, you carry them, you finish them, okay? Now, with real estate, it's your ability to do that across many forums: for sale by owner, expireds, for rent by owner, sphere of influence at a party, okay? In the playbook, there's a rapport script, right? And you're looking at it. You guys see the script?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Hey, so Stephanie, we're at the party. Oh, hey, Stephanie, I'm Paul. Don just introduced us. So what part of town do you live? Play with me.
Hey. Hi, I live in Austin, Texas, and I'm familiar with all the surrounding areas. So
yeah, what part of Austin?
I currently live in the northwest area off 183.
Oh, nice. Where'd you move from?
I'm actually born and raised in Austin, so I actually previously lived south around South Park Meadows. Not sure if you're familiar with the Austin area.
Yeah. What brought you up to the north side?
I had an opportunity. Well, I guess I had a great chance to. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
No, look, just be real. Be real. This is on me now. All I'm doing is asking you about your life. Because look, you were south and you moved north, right?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
Well, my mom has property out here, and I'm currently renting one of her houses.
Wow, that's exciting. So then your mom's your landlord. That's got to be exciting.
Oh, yes. She does with all the problems.
Yeah. So now that you're renting from your mom, in a perfect world, when would you want to own your own property? Okay, break script. Now look, rapport script. I haven't seen one. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I haven't seen rapport script anywhere else as far as how you're creating conversation. Now you could do that in the middle of an expired conversation, in the middle of a conversation at an open house. Oh, where do you live? Oh, what part of that area? What brought you up there? So how'd you choose the area? If you could move, where would you want to go next? That's just normal conversation for two people who don't know each other. Okay. Now look, right. I had to create the conversation. I had to carry the conversation. Okay. And I had to close the conversation. So regardless of who you're talking to, expireds, sphere of influence, for sale by owners, marketing leads. I said open houses. Yeah. Okay, I have to create the conversation. So number one thing I have to do when I'm cold calling, so let's address cold callers, is I have to listen very, very carefully. Okay, so very, very important when you're making outbound calls. This could be internet leads, or this could be expireds, or for sale by owners, or circle prospecting. Okay, Vince, tell the newbies what circle prospecting is.
There's different ways of it. Basically, you can call people that for just listed, just sold, or you have an active buyer that's looking in an area. Right.
You could be calling around an open house, letting everybody know that there's an open house coming.
Yeah.
You could be lots of good ways you can preview. Now, I'm just giving an example for the real estate people on some of the ways that you'd be doing outbound calling, because when you call internet leads, that's outbound calling too. Okay, just FYI, people don't think that's cold calling. It is. Okay. Now, in sales, I have to listen very, very carefully to an outbound call. Okay, because I want you to pay attention very, very closely. Exactly how they say hello. Exactly how they greet you. Exactly. Say it just how they said it. Hello? Hello. Hi? Hi. Yeah? Yeah. Yes? Yes. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Look, however they say it exactly like them. Okay? Exactly. Use the same exact words. Use the same exact tone. Okay? Vince, why do you think I do that?
Just like you do your repeat and acknowledge, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're hearing it. You're feeling the, what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm going energy.
Can I ask
for energy and their yeah.
Paul?
Their disc.
Go ahead, Mariella. Oh, their personality.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it a question when you are looking for an answer on your hello, or they answer the phone, they say hello? are you looking for to assess their personality style, or you answer that the same way because you want to mirror and match?
Because I want to mirror and match and get in sync of the flow of their energy. Now, in 1 second, you can identify your ability to mirror them initially, and take note, this is very important. In that first second, there's a high probability you'll get this style of their initial conversation. What do I mean? Either, Ori, they're going to be more familiar or they're going to be more formal. They're either going to be more familiar. Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more friendly and a little bit more casual, or they're going to be a little bit more formal. Who is this? What is this regarding? Who are you? And you got to sink in, because if you're trying to be casual, if you're trying to be familiar and you're talking to somebody who's trying to be formal, no, thank you.
So but you call this mirror and matching, or you call assessing personality style? How do you call this first conversation, starting the conversation with?
This is mirror and matching. Really, this is matching. This is matching.
Matching.
Mm-hmm.
But how will you distinguish mirror and match from assessing personality style?
Perfect. Great segue. Thank you, Mariola. Because once I engage, I match them exactly on the greeting. I listen very carefully, because literally in 1 or 2 seconds, I can hear your tone. I can hear your cadence. I'm listening very, very carefully. I'm going to get into more of that in a second, but I'm listening very, very carefully to how you're speaking, because I'm trying to align our energy. Energy is real. Energy is contagious. Okay, now I want to create more conversations. Everybody say yes.
Yes.
Okay, and so the next part of this conversation in a cold call or a marketing lead is the pitch. So the pitch is what's your purpose? I'm talking about a sales pitch, right, Ori? A sales pitch is the purpose of the call. Now look, the purpose has to have passion, okay? Or you're poo-poo, okay? You have to have passion in your purpose, which is energy, okay? Which is positivity, which is enthusiasm. Now you don't have to jump off the walls, but you gotta sound like you're interested in what you're freaking doing. If you're scared straight on what's going on with the call, you're worried about what they're going to say, you don't really know what to say. And look, that happens to everybody when we're making phone calls. But I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. That's another conversation. Okay. And how I'm going to be passionate. 1 second, Jorge. How I'm going to be passionate in my purpose. And the purpose is the pitch. What am I talking about? Go ahead, Jorge.
Hey, okay, so how do we approach a caller that doesn't say hello? They just answer who is this?
Oh, who is this? This is Paul.
Okay, so you still want to mirror and match their tonality?
Yeah, go ahead, do it. Answer the phone the way you're talking about.
I'd be the prospect?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is this?
Oh, who is this? This is Paul. Okay, now two things. Time out.
Okay.
Time out. Break script. 2 things. That was content, right? Verbiage, right? But also that was tonality. Who's this? Who's this? Now look, it's just an inch. Is it going to get me an appointment? No. But what is it going to get me? Another inch. What's an inch? A little bit more space to stay in the conversation. That's all. Now look, enough inches allow you to create better conversations, because real estate's about relationships. Everybody say yes.
Yes.
And and the conversation is the relationship. We talked about this a couple calls ago, I think. Okay. If you want to have better relationships, you got to have better conversations. The quality of your relationships are in direct proportion to the quality of your conversations. Now, look, it's time for us to take responsibility with creating those conversations with strangers, with people not like us. Because don't you want to serve them too? Don't you want to earn a commission check off them too?
Be nice.
Okay, so I got to be intentional with that. Okay, so I'm engaging, I'm mirroring exactly at the onset. And look, Jorge, that's an exception. Less people, very small amount of percentage of people are going to actually answer the phone like that. Most people are going to greet you. So that's an exception versus a standard. You're going to move into the pitch, which is your purpose of the call, paired with passion. And then now look, you're going to flow. Mariola, I'm going to answer your question. Okay, so how do I determine a personality type?
Distinguish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because what happens is, let me share my screen one more time. You have to know your personality types. And here's a DISC quadrant. You should go on Google and research DISC behavior styles. Now, look, DISC isn't, I'm not claiming DISC to be the best or most accurate. I don't think any of them are the most accurate. They're just indicators on personality types. So I can get a better idea on the type of person I'm talking to. The only reason I use DISC is because it's the most widely used. Okay. It's the easiest to grasp a hold of. Okay. So look, I engage, I pitch, and now I'm starting to flow. Okay, now what's my flow? My tonality, my speed, my volume, my cadence, because some people talk like this and some people talk like this. Okay, so I'm assessing that as I'm asking them questions, Mariola, and as I'm asking them the questions, their response begins to give me indication of their personality type. Now, look, I got to have some level of awareness with the DISC personality quadrant. Okay. D's a driver. They're bottom line oriented. They fear losing control. Their behavioral highlights are self-assured, direct and forceful, time sensitive. Their thinking is this better be good and you better be great. Hurry up. Okay. They're task oriented, which means they like think questions, and they're fast and aggressive. Okay. Now the influencer is fast and aggressive too, but they're feel oriented. Okay, they love flattery and positivity. They're the people who wear the flamboyant clothes and they talk and talk and talk, and usually they're the life of the room. Not always, but often. Their fears are rejection, behavioral style, animated and expressive, charming and persuasive, emotional ups and downs, very emotional. Their thinking is who else is doing it? Will it be fun? D's. Some of you guys already recognize yourself as D's or have in the past. I's drive us nuts. But we love them because they're fun. Okay. They're more feel oriented versus more think oriented because it's logic and emotion, right? People think in logic or emotion. We think in both, but there seems to be some tendencies with how people think, being more logic oriented or more emotion oriented. Okay, now when I'm asking those questions, Mariola, after the initial engagement and I'm pitching and I'm flowing into the conversation and I'm using tonality and speed and cadence and volume and energy, I'm repeating and approving at a high level. That provides me the opportunity to understand which personality type I'm dealing with. It could be a compliance thinker, somebody who's analytically and numbers and system oriented driven. Somebody whose thinking is, I need more information. They're usually the engineer. They're a little bit more hesitant about moving forward quickly. So they're steady and cautious. Steady and cautious, but they're task oriented, logic driven. They're like the D. They're logic driven, but they're steady and cautious. Okay. So they're not fast and aggressive like a D. They're more steady and cautious. So some of the things that they're saying, the word choices that they use. Now in the playbook, I have words that personality types use that using those words in the repeat, approve, move. Now, for some of you guys, remember last week I said, hey, don't pay attention to what's below the approval plus because it was repeat, approve, plus it, and then move. Okay. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about because it's your first time on the call, keep coming back. You'll get it. Okay. Repeat, approve, plus, then move. But in the plus, Vince, in the plus, that's where I'm interjecting those DISC words. Okay. So it kind of sound like this, Vince. Look, Paul, I don't want to do anything right now. I'm really busy. Oh, you're really busy right now. Hey, Vince, I totally appreciate that. And I respect that 100%. And at the end of the day, you want bottom line results. And this is about accomplishing your goals and getting to results quickly. So I respect that 100%. Let me ask you, if I could bring information that could help you for consideration when you were ready, well, would you be okay with me sharing that with you? Okay, there was the move, the question, but I used those D words in the plus. You see that, Vince?
Yep.
Now, you want to talk about creating better conversations, overcoming objections at a higher level. You're going from amateur to pro real quick, Don. Real quick, you're going from amateur to pro. Okay. And they deserve you, baby. They deserve you. All you need is a little bit of strategy. Because you know what that is, Don? You know what all this really is? Repeat, approve, and the plussing using these words is, it's all, look, the mic's in the way, right? It's all right this. You know what this is? This is my hand on their back. It's okay. Don't worry. I understand you. I totally respect you. I appreciate you. It's okay. Let's keep talking. Let's set the appointment. Let's sign the contract. Okay, that's all that really is, because people need to feel, even if they're logic oriented, they need to feel respected.
Respect, yep.
They need to feel loved, okay? Because these guys need the respect. D's and C's. These guys over here, they need the love, baby. And if they don't get the love, I don't care how logically intelligent and attractive your logic is, they ain't feeling you. And I've lost many listings at the beginning of my career because I was D'ing all over people. Just trying to be logical about what I was saying, but they weren't feeling me because I wasn't feeling them appropriately. Okay, last one here. I'm going to tie up and then we'll go for questions, which is the steady relator. This is the amiable. This is the friendly person who wants everybody to get along. They don't like conflict. And actually, they'll be the ones typically who will be more ambiguous and vague about deferring you or deflecting you. Yeah, I'll call you. They ain't never going to call you because they don't want to let you down. And they don't want to they don't want any part of the conflict. And you're like, what happened? That person ghosted me. Yeah, they might have been an amiable, okay? Where they were friendly and because they just don't want conflict. So their motivations are working together, supportive behavior. Their fears are change. Behavioral highlights are amiable and careful, calm and patient, slow and steady. This sounds like a wonderful experience, but I'm scared. So they're steady and cautious like the C's, but they're emotion driven. They like the feelsies like the I's. Now, we all know that telling ain't selling, meaning I got to ask great questions to understand what you think and what you feel. And now I'll know, Stephanie. And so when I do that, then that helps me understand who I'm talking to, all for the purpose of better connecting with people so I can serve them. Okay, questions, comments, concerns on this, the DISC quadrant, DISC words.
How do you read? I was going to ask, how do you read the personality types for? I don't have the picture up right now, but at the bottom it'll say.
Yep.
You were saying like I got to see it. All right, so let's say you're in quadrant number 4. How do you know that they're fast and aggressive versus steady and cautious? Where are the arrows going to be?
Yeah, so those little arrows right there. So there's arrows at the end of each quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying? How do you tell who's steady and cautious?
Yeah, versus at the top, I think it says
Fast and aggressive.
fast and aggressive. Yeah.
So these guys are fast and aggressive. See the arrow?
Okay.
These guys are steady and cautious. These guys are I's and S's are emotion driven. They're people oriented. These guys are task oriented. They're logic driven. So the arrows are indicating who's what.
No, so the task oriented is going to be fast and aggressive.
Right. Because right. Exactly. So this guy's task oriented and fast and aggressive. He falls in that quadrant. This guy's steady and cautious and task oriented because he falls in that quadrant. This guy's emotion driven. He's people oriented, but he's steady and cautious. This guy's people oriented and emotion driven, but he's fast and aggressive. They move faster. Both these guys love people. This one moves fast. This one moves slow. So that's how you read that. Good question, Martin.
All right. Makes sense to me.
I missed, I think I missed something on the video this morning that I'm going to share with you guys, is that once you engage, you pitch, and then you flow, there's one really important part of the conversation to finish, to continue, which is you pitch, and then you're using the flow to keep the conversation going, but then you're going to transition somewhere. You're going to transition into asking more questions about their situation or their motivation, or to close. That's when you have to interject more energy. And so if it's at the beginning of the conversation, you go, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell? And they go, no one. Okay, in their mind, the conversation's over. You better inject a lot more energy back into that conversation, which is why on the follow-up, on the circle prospecting scripts, in the playbook, there's little monikers next to some of the questions, and it tells you what to do. It says, be super grateful. Okay, so we don't know anybody who's looking to move. Oh, you don't know anybody who's looking to move. I totally appreciate you thinking about that. Now, you're just using that inch to create a little bit more energy for exchange, for the purpose of exchange, so that you can ask the next best question. So how long have you been in this area anyways? Okay, you watching, right? Now, some of you have heard, and I got coached on this once upon a time from one of the OG coaches, okay? Mike Ferry. I have no problem shouting out Ferry. He's Tom Ferry's dad. Some of you guys don't even know. Tom Ferry has a dad, Mike Ferry, and he was one of the OG coaches back in the day. And he used to say, prospect with a mirror in front of your prospecting station. I'm like, that's friggin' weird. Okay. Why?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Once you understand it, well, the whole reason, Stephanie, is that when you, because here's why people say, you hear it all the time, I'm so much better in person. I hope so. It's called being a human being. Okay.
That today.
Right. Oh, look at Mariola's. I like that. I like that. Okay. So now here's how this makes sense, Shahid. Here's how this makes sense, right? You walk up to somebody's house. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to test this right now. Let's see if it works. Okay. Shahid, come knock on my door. Pretend like you're right at my front door. Okay. And knock on my door, and let's role play for a second. You're going to introduce yourself once I open the door. Okay. Pretend the door's shut right now. Pretend the door's shut. Okay.
Knock, knock.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Shahid. I'm a local real estate agent, and I am.
Okay, break script. Good. Mission accomplished. What Shahid do when I open the door?
Introduced himself.
Yep, but what else did he do?
Enthusiasm.
Who he is.
Enthusiasm. What else did he do?
Face expression.
Oh, Ori, he's got the gold from Israel. Okay, facial expressions. Vince, we know this. 55% of communication is body language.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys know this. So, like Mariola has her mirror in front of her, she realized, hey, don't forget to keep expressing, because that causes better inflection. And when the door opened, Shahid went, hi, I'm Shahid. And he smiled. Okay. Now, when you go ring-a-ling and somebody picks up that phone, you ain't smiling a lot of the times because you ain't looking at anybody. And that's part of your deception, that you're not good talking to people over the phone. No, you just haven't realized how to do it right, because you're great at talking to people. You meet somebody, you smile. It's the cordial thing to do. It causes your inflection to be more friendly, hence your energy to be higher, hence the probability that you're going to be able to ask a question and it be received better. I'm not guaranteeing receival, but I'm saying you're playing the odds here. You're playing the numbers game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how about you be intentional about your body language, standing up. Okay, I'm standing up right now in my station. I have a stand-up desk. When I make calls, 75 to 85% of the time I'm standing, because I need to be intentional with my energy. I'm trying to connect with people. I'm trying to make more money. Who wants to make more money? Say me.
Me.
Okay. I know you said me, Diane. Okay. So be intentional about your energy when you're connecting. And look, I want to set the record straight too on clarity around the playbook, because the playbook is a compilation of strategies, skills, and scripts that caused me to be extremely successful, extremely fast in a market that was crashing in Las Vegas while my business was double and tripling and quadrupling. But really, it's just a record of what allowed me to be me. Because the scripts, look, this isn't about following scripts and strategies to a T. This is about internalizing them and getting the fundamentals of understanding that, look, I have to create conversations. I have to carry them, and I'm looking to close them. And I'm looking to create more conversations for the opportunities to explore if I can help people, because I'm not trying to get people to do things they don't want to do. Some of us are starting with that mindset where like, I got to get an appointment. I got to get an appointment. Great. I love that. Vince, what I focus on expands. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
But let's also remember that if I can get 2 or 3 people out of 100 to say yes, oh my gosh, I had a great day. Because look, it takes this much effort to get this many results. Now, the good news, Steph, is that this much results equals this much money.
That's right.
Okay. But you got to walk that fire. You got to walk that fire on being able to create more conversations and know that, look, I'm going to talk to a lot of people. And you don't have to go down that road to cold call. You don't have to. And I'm not saying this wasn't about cold calling. This was about creating conversations is where we started. How do I be more effective with creating conversations? How do I be more effective when I'm at open houses to be, to engage at a higher level, to use to be more purposeful and passionate about when I pitch what I'm talking about, the house, when I'm flowing with the energy on connecting with people because someone's more formal or someone's more familiar. But either way, I'm going to recognize that. I'm going to recognize personality types and I'm going to engage that at a higher level. Now we go from trying it out to really utilizing skills and talents and becoming a true professional. That's what's going to make the difference. Because imagine what that would do for you to get just 1 extra deal a month. How would that change your world?
I want to add one thing. Smile when you dial. I love that. And one of my agents told me that.
Yeah. Smiling and dialing, baby.
Yeah, comes across.
Now, just for a disclosure, not everybody, I've coached people to stop dialing because not everybody can do it. Now, just for the record too, Steph, is that you have to subject yourself to want to go through that and understand that there's going to be pain in that, but that you can recondition and rewire the programming in your mind to do that well.
Can you explain? I don't know what you mean just saying stop until, how did you say?
Which part?
Die until. You said I am coaching people too, and then I lost.
To stop dialing.
Stop that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did an interview last year with Kim Austin, and she was trying to call expireds and FSBOs, and she was just getting beat up and literally almost quit. And she came to me and we had a consultation and I assessed what she was doing. And really she just needed permission. Sometimes we're just looking for validation or permission from someone else on what we should or we shouldn't do. And I told her, I go, stop calling expireds or for sale by owners because you're torturing yourself. Okay. All right. So now look, I don't care how you lead generate. I care how much you lead generate because all forms of lead generation work. Now the cost, the efficiency, we're not debating that, right? But what I'm saying is that all forms of lead generation work. Do you work them? And does it work for you? Because initially cold calling, it's tough. Now, the thing with cold calling though, is that with big reward requires big skill set. So if for whatever reason, emotionally or psychologically, that's just not for you, okay, fine. You have to go create conversations. Where is that going to happen? Because at the end of the day, only one thing matters for you KW people is, you got to look, if you're not doing 15, 20, 25 contacts a day, you're probably going to be out of the business unless you got a sugar mama, right? Or you're just retired and you're just playing around. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, like, it's the reality of the situation. You got to do at least a couple deals a month after taxes and cost, even if you're 100%, unless you're selling $1 million properties, which can happen too. I love that.
I think circle prospects is a little bit easier than expireds when I do that.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, it's a lot lower return, Don.
That's true.
Okay.
That's why, that's
Not knocking it.
Yeah.
Not knocking.
No.
I'm not knocking because 23% of my business in Las Vegas came from circle prospecting. But
Yeah.
guess what? But guess what? In my calendar, I had designated times labeled circle prospecting, just like I do right now. You know who I'm calling? You know who I'm calling? Investors. I'm circle prospecting investors. Non-owner occupied homes. I love it. Because non-owner occupied homes are investors. Hey, what better time to sell your property than right now? The economy looks like it's about to fall off the cliff. If you're thinking about it, you should probably do it.
Yep.
No, those people are not getting calls. They're barely getting mailers.
No, like I said, they get emails from me once a week. All these people get emails from me once a week. That's how I get a lot of my things.
Now the key though, Don, is back to Diane's initial conversation, which was nurtures. Diane, I got to get intentional about organizing and staying accountable to my schedule for nurturing that business.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you a little secret right now, guys. Your skill set for the conversation, like let's pretend this is 0, okay? You only really need to be like right here. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm further down the road. Right. Okay. So your skill set's here, like 0's here. You only need to be right here. You don't have to be a master communicator, like repeat, approve, move, like the most powerful communicator you don't have to do that. If you organize at a high level, Diane, and you hold yourself accountable even 75% of the time, you're going to win big. If you're
I do not agree with you.
If you're organized and accountable. Huh?
I do not agree with you.
Perfect. Let's debate that.
Because you were always saying that level of your communication will make you or break you.
At the onset of, well, here's the thing. You only need a little bit of skill set at the beginning. And the reason why I said you have to level up, because at the end of the day, if your skill set is completely 0, and I've seen this before, I've coached around people with this before, their skill set 0, they put 0 investment into how to create and carry and close good conversations, 0. They prospect and prospect and prospect and prospect, and they burn themselves out in 3 months or 6 months or less. No skill set. But if you have moderate skill set, which most people do, there's not a lot of people that have a super high level skill set. Most top producers don't, by the way, for you newbies, okay? They just been around a lot longer. Doing what? Moderate organization, moderate to low accountability. You know this, Vince, right? Top producers are not everything they're scaled out to be, FYI, okay? They just found a way to hang around long enough. And most of them are not communicating at a super high level, but they have found organization and systems and models at some level and some level of accountability, which is why I'm saying, like, hey, how about we just get serious about some level of intention and commitment, and how will that change your life, your spouse, your kids, your bank account, you not going back to the job that you're trying to get away from, or the direction you were coming from. Now, my motivation for that was high because I was working on the Las Vegas Strip and I hated my life. I was making six figures and I wanted to jump off the Bellagio. Like, it was miserable. Some of you guys have been there. It's why you came to this profession. It's why there's opportunity here. It's why you don't have to, we all do the same thing. I could be an expired king. Don could be just listed. Martin could be the open house king. Steph could be internet lead queen.